Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Gemini May 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, first thing up is as far as May goes, the Sun will be in Taurus from the 1st until the 21st. So the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. There could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on restrictions, limitations, secret sorrows, hidden adversaries, self-undoing, the less fortunate than yourself, such as the impoverished, the oppressed, the homeless, and the hungry. It could be an aunt, an uncle, as well. It could also, some cases, could be hospitalization in some isolated cases, perhaps from something Taurus related, such as something with the throat or the neck. But at the same time, given this is Taurus energy, this could be done in a very methodical, deliberate, persistent manner with a lot of perseverance and patience, and really in persistence, and perhaps especially matters with your own limitations and your restrictions at this time, dealing with hidden adversaries. And this also in some cases could shine the light on a Taurus hidden adversary. It could be a Taurus Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Taurus characteristics. And it could be in some cases too, this could be about a Taurus father, again a Taurus Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or one that embodies Taurus characteristics. Might be figuring strongly in perhaps secret sorrows in some cases, or anyway, next thing up, well, the Sun will be in Gemini as far as May goes from the 21st until the 31st. So the first house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on the self, personality, your appearance, your outlook, the physical body, new beginnings, making first impressions, early childhood, a grandmother, even in some cases, and as far as early childhood, especially perhaps people that were prominent in your early childhood. Now, given this is Gemini energy, this could be done in a very animated, spirited fashion, but at the same time, it could be done with a lot of vacillating, changeable energy, superficially, and also, given that it is Gemini energy, it could be done with a lot of talking in some cases and not as much action. Remember, Gemini energy can be very loquacious, but a lot of times it's a lot of talk, and it's not always about acting on what you might be saying. And a lot of these things may be very, as far as Gemini energy goes, very contradictory. You might start to do one thing one way in first house matters, and maybe you might change your mind and go in another direction, as Gemini can be that way. But the thing about this is, given this is also in some cases, this could shine the light perhaps on a Gemini physical issue. It could be something connected with the arms, the hands, such as carpal tunnel, or some nerve damage to the arms, or some just general injury with the arms, or the hands in this case. It could be too, given that this is the Sun can either be the left or the right eye depending on gender, and it could be some Gemini type, what I would call like a Gemini type eye issue, maybe double vision in some isolated cases, what could happen. And also another thing could be the involuntary fast eye movement, whatever may be, nystagmus almost, or something similar to that, but you understand what I'm saying. Something that could be Gemini related in connection with the eye. In some cases that could be that could be possible depending on aspects. And anyway, next thing up, well, there will be a new moon in Taurus on May 4th, so the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, Well, in some cases, this could be about a new Taurus hidden adversary. It could be a Taurus sun, moon, or ascendant person, or one that embodies Taurus characteristics. It could be a new clandestine affair with a Taurus sun, moon, or ascendant, or one that embodies those traits. In some cases, this could be a new period, though, positive, and it could be about valuing perhaps your new period of valuing your privacy and your solitude and your seclusion at this time, or beginning something with a lot of persistence and tenacity, in private, or something 12th house related, such as something with the metaphysical, which includes astrology or spirituality, photography, chemistry, anything that could be 12th house related, or starting to do something with a lot of laborious effort that is connected perhaps with people less fortunate than yourself, such as the impoverished, the oppressed, the homeless, or the hungry. So those are some ways that this may manifest. So anyway, well, next thing up, well, there will be a full moon in Scorpio on May 18th. So the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, in some cases, this could be about the end of a Scorpio type Scorpio job or Scorpio employment. It could be doing something as a coroner or mortician, or doing something with psychology, psychiatry, astrology, occult, supernatural, insurance, anything that could be Scorpio related. Now, when you're talking about a full moon, it could also be a time where someone becomes very tiredful, exasperated at something. It could be over a vengeful, sneaky, surreptitious, jealous, or manipulative co-employee, maybe someone prominent in your place of employment, or someone in your daily routine. It could be somebody that maybe might be prominent in your health life. It could be somebody you know at a fitness place that maybe you work out at, or anything that could be 6th house related. And also too, when you're talking about full moon energy, full moon energy could be about the unveiling or revelation of something. It could be something of a Scorpio health related matter, such as something with perhaps the bladder, or some sexual organ, or reproductive system. Anything that could be Scorpio related. It could also be the completion or culmination of a transformation health-wise at this time as well. And it could also be about the revelation or unveiling of somebody 6th house related that might have been involved in something nefarious or some criminal activity, something underhanded or corrupt. It could be someone prominent in your daily routine, your place of employment. It might be someone you rendered service to at one time, someone prominent in your health life in some cases. Could even be an aunt or an uncle in some cases. So anyway, well, next thing up is Mercury will be in Aries as far as May goes, from the 1st until the 6th. So the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. This could be about a lot of direct, outspoken, and forthright communications with friends, with acquaintances, people you know at a group, club, or organization, and also about being direct with yourself as far as your future goes as well. And it could be a time too when you're talking about Mercury, as I've stated in previous videos, it could also be about siblings. It could be about Aries siblings, or ones that embody Aries characteristics that might figure strongly in your aspirations and your goals and your group involvement matters with your friends as well, and also pursuing your future perhaps. And this could also be about thinking aggressively in terms of your goals and your aspirations in your future, and also having original, pioneering ideas that you might express with friends and group involvement at this time. So anyway, and remember that Mercury can also be about thieves. This could be about very direct, straightforward thieves, so to speak, that might be in some kind of group or club you might be involved in. It might be somebody that might have been a friend at one time that might sadly turn on you. This could really mean, I'm talking about isolated cases though, of course. So those are some things to look at as far as this goes. It could also be about a lot of disputatious communication, perhaps with friends, with acquaintances as well. And anyway, Next thing up, well, Mercury will be in Taurus as far as May goes from the 6th until the 21st, so the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this point in time, you might be somewhat less voluble, less loquacious than usual, Gemini. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back anyway. And also it might be time where you might be having rather stubborn or obstinate and being obstinate in your thinking and transigent in your thinking about things might be your own self undoing. As I've stated before, Mercury can also be about siblings. This could be about Taurus siblings, Taurus sun, moon, or ascendant people, or ones that embody Taurus characteristics that might figure prominent in helping you maybe deal with restrictions, limitations. It could be secret sorrows at times, and perhaps doing things for those less fortunate than yourself, such as the impoverished, the oppressed, the homeless, or the hungry. Dealing with perhaps hidden adversaries, and a lot of this, I mean, a lot of this, whether they're beneficial to your detriment, a lot of that, of course, could be predicated on aspects that it makes the points in your chart. A negative aspect to your natal Saturn, for example, could be maybe more to your detriment, might be causing more, well, it becomes some kind of despondency or sadness. But obviously something like a good aspect to Jupiter can be something where they might actually have a beneficial effect on these 12th house matters. And remember that Mercury can also be about thieves. This could be about Taurus thieves, or ones that embody Taurus characteristics that might figure in your secret sorrows at this time and play a role in certain restrictions. And being in Taurus, of course, that could be connected with like money and possessions in any way. Next thing up, Mercury will be in Gemini as far as May goes from the 21st until the 31st. So the first house will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, you might find yourself talking about manifold new beginnings. It could be being more voluble, more loquacious than usual. That's even possible for Gemini. Gemini, of course, is very talkative anyway. And also, of course, on a first impression. Now, again, you're talking about, Mercury, again, could be about siblings. This could be time where Gemini siblings, Gemini sun, moon, or ascendant people, or ones that embody Gemini characteristics might figure prominently in your new beginnings, perhaps your outlook, maybe your appearance and how you come across to others. Could also be, too, given that this is... and again, Mercury can be about thieves, so it might be something where, given this the first house in the physical body, you might have more inclined to be in direct contact with these people. And remember, Gemini type thieves can be very cunning, very shrewd, so it's important just to be careful at this time, Gemini. And you also might be thinking about maybe certain Gemini type new beginnings, such as something with communication, such as journalism, reporting, data communications, writing, something with computers, perhaps anything that could be Gemini related, or doing something with your hands that requires dexterity, such as something with auto refrigeration mechanics. Mercury can also be about breathing as well, so it's important at this time, Gemini, that be careful. There might be some breathing issues at this time, and they might kind of come and go. Gemini energy is very rapid, very fast, but very vacillating as well. So anyway, well, last but not least, Venus will be in Aries as far as May goes from the 1st until the 15th, so the 11th houses will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. You may find yourself valuing courage, fortitude, valor, aggression, assertiveness in matters with friends, group involvement, and also in terms of pursuing your future. If you're unattached at this time, Gemini, you may connect with an Aries sun, moon, or ascendant, or one that embodies Aries characteristics that might figure prominently in your future, your goals, your aspirations, and group involvement. And even this could be a time too where you're showing really loving with a lot of aggression and not holding back. And it could be with matters with stepchildren, if you do have any, or your friends, your acquaintances at this time as well. And also it might be about a lot of spending with a lot of really impulsively and impetuously, perhaps on 11th house matters with groups, with friends, and matters that are connected with maybe your goals and your aspirations at this time as well. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Gemini May 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. Stay tuned next time. I'll be giving you my Gemini May 2019 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel, but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.